You haven't read enough books. Go back to the library, get some more books. How do Janet? How do line 7? Nick.
Hello.
Yep.
Can I ask you, can you tell me when next time you'll be coming to Lancaster?
I would be able to if I had my diary with me, but I haven't. I'm doing... A few weeks back, I should have done an Argue with Allan at St Martin's College, and I was snowed in and couldn't get there. So I'm doing it in a couple of weeks' time, a few weeks' time. When the pupils come back, when the students come back after the Easter break, I'll be coming to St Martin's College. I'll let you know nearer the time. All right?
Okay. Can I...
Go on. Could you what?
Can I tell you a joke, please?
No, you have to ring up and just tell them. We don't actually allow you to say, yes, you can tell a joke, because once it's telegraphed, it'll not be funny.
Pi Motors don't stay ahead in the motoring world by standing still. They keep on offering truly unbeatable deals, like super low-rate finance on all Fiestas, Escorts and Orions. Ask for written details. And because Pi Motors are the area's main Ford dealer, that means more choice, a better service and the keenest prices. They have an outstanding range of quality used cars too, and are the area's main distributor of Iveco Ford trucks. Come and see what keeps Pi Motors one step ahead of the rest at Parliament Street, Lancaster and Northgate, Morecambe.
Pi Motors!
Igor! I have solved another of the great mysteries of the universe.
What's that, Master?
It's the secret of looking after your money.
Money, Master?
Yes. But how did you know I was talking about the new account from Britannia?
Britannia, Master?
No, Money Master.
Ah.
It gives you the facilities of a bank account and pays interest as well.
Oh.
And gives you a checkbook and a cash card.
Cash card, Master?
No, Money Master. And with over 800 link cash dispensers, you'll never have to go far for your money.
Money, Master?
Yes, you fool. He's going to be a monster.
Monster, Master?
No, Money Master.
Money Master. Bank account facilities, building society interest. At your nearest Britannia Building Society branch now.
There are dozens of places to buy fitted kitchens from in this area, so why choose Red Rose Kitchens? For starters, we have the largest choice of solid wood and superior laminate kitchens in Lancashire. You buy direct from your local manufacturer, saving hundreds of pounds on showroom prices. And with our first-class reputation, you can be sure the work will be completed with the thought, care and efficiency you'll appreciate. For 100 other good reasons to choose Red Rose Kitchens, come down to the factory on Moorbrook Street off Garstang Road, Preston, or phone 59139. Red Rose Kitchens, the name you'll want to remember.
Always the number one for your home.
Hello, Max.
You know the 4-second delay?
It's rather longer, but go on.
What's it used? Is it used for swear words?
It's used to eliminate swear words. I'm not waiting while you experiment with the delay, dear boy. Goodbye. How do Maureen?
Hello, Al. I'm just phoning up for a query, really. I went for an interview the other day. I've been on the dole for quite a while on the social. I live on my own with a little one, and I have worked nights, and I work for elderly people, you know, and all this, and disabled people and that. But I'd say I've been on the dole for a while. And what it is, I went for a community programme and scheme a couple of weeks ago, and I went for the interview, and, you know, the wages is brilliant and great prospects and all this. You know, the way they put it on the job centre thing, yeah. And I went, and the fella turned around, blah, blah, and all this. And then he phoned up and he said, yes, you've got the job, but you've got to work a month voluntary work before we'll give you the job. Now, can they actually do that? I phoned up the job centre and everything, and they don't seem to know anything about it. And I just wondered if you'd be able to know anything about it.
Sounds like a rip-off to me.
Yeah, but as I say, it's a community enterprise, and it's working. It's in Liverpool, Edge Lane somewhere, and it's a community enterprise, and they just, you know, says you've got to work a month voluntary.
Well, it sounds like a rip-off. I'm sorry, but I don't approve of that, and I would report that matter back to the job centre. But these days,
as I say, I have, but they don't seem to know what to do about it.
Well, there's not much they can do about it. In reality, they're goosed, aren't they? Really, I mean, they can't do it about it because they still want the people to take the scheme and to run the scheme.
Yeah.
And they've got them by the short and curlies. But someone somewhere is ripping somebody off.
Yeah, because as I say, if I work a month, they say it's a month voluntary to say if you like us or we like. You know,
that's right. Well, they can pay you for that month as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, and at the end of the month they could say, well, ta-ra, you know what I mean?
That's
we
right,
don't want
and then
to
we'll
do
get
yet.
somebody else for a month.
Yeah,
It's a rip-off.
it is
all
a
right?
rip-off, and there is
Oh, yeah.
somebody I can see about it.
Well, unfortunately, yes, there's someone you can see, but they'll do sweet nothing about it because their hands are tied. They're not going to say...
It's all done legally sort of thing, but it's not legal.
That's
There's
right.
nothing you can do.
They're manipulating the system and taking advantage of the other unemployed, which for a community enterprise sucks, but that's what they're doing.
Yes, well,
Okay?
I just thought that you might, you know...
Consider yourself, Maureen, consider yourself better off out of it because it's obviously run by a bunch of gangsters. All right?
Okay, thanks
Cheers.
for your
Ta-ra.
time anyway.
How do, David?
Yeah, Paddy and Mick were injecting themselves with heroin with the same needle.
I don't want to know that. How do line 3, June, I think? Oh, Kieran. Nothing
Hello,
like
Alan.
June. How do?
Yeah, is it right that you can have your show broadcast at a living room, my own living room?
Pardon?
Is it right that I could have your show broadcasted from my living room? I heard it on radio yesterday.
Yes is the answer to the question. We are inviting people to write in and tell us why they would want this programme to be broadcast from their living room.
Yeah, could you give me an address, please?
Yes, it's Red Rose Radio, P.O. Box 301, Preston.
Right, thanks a lot,
Okay,
Alan.
so if you're interested in having this programme broadcast from your living room, write and tell me why you think it should be. And we'll consider doing it from your house. We're going to do it from somebody's house, so write in and tell us why we should do it from your house. How do, Ben?
How do, Alan? Can I talk about bringing back the capital punishment, please?
You may. I don't know whether you can.
Well, I shall certainly try. I think that the failure to implement this capital punishment has led to an increase in the murders since it was withdrawn, an increase in the number of murders. And if it was brought back, the deterrent effect would certainly help to cut down the number of murders.
Well, first of all, whilst capital punishment was in existence, the number of murders taking place was escalating every year.
Yes, but the population was escalating.
The population is still escalating. No, I think it's actually about static now, but that doesn't matter. Crime was on the increase when capital punishment was in existence.
Yes, I don't... Well, it's not crime, is it? It's murder.
Well, all right. Well, okay, let us not beat about the bush. Let's go straight for the jugular then. Murder was on the increase when capital punishment was in existence.
I don't know any figures to tell me that. Do you know the statistics?
I don't need to know the statistics. I know it was on the increase. Murder as a statistic has increased virtually every year since the 1900s.
Well, perhaps then it should be an idea, as well as bringing back this death penalty, to implement some sort of teaching in schools.
What sort of teaching?
Oh, the morals of failure to murder people.
Are you suggesting that we somehow in our schools are teaching people that it is acceptable to murder people?
No, I'm not, but I don't think we're doing...
I'm intrigued that you feel that we can teach people in some other way that will cause them not to commit murder.
Well, if I may draw a parallel, Alan, with sex education, schools are teaching pupils about the worries of sex.
There are no worries of sex.
With AIDS knocking around, I would have thought there are a lot of worries of sex.
No, there's worries about AIDS, not about the sex. Nothing wrong with sex. Sex is perfectly healthy.
Indeed. But I still hold to the point that let us try a different tack. As well as the deterrent effect, there's the...
Well, just a moment. As well as means that we've somehow agreed that the deterrent effect is there. And I have doubt about that. Considerable doubt. You tell me the type of murder it will stop.
I think that it will stop the type of murder which is committed of a rich husband wanting to get rid of a richer wife in order to gain more money. If he's going to die because of it...
How many cases of that were there last year?
Several, I would assume.
You're assuming.
I'm assuming.
I'm sorry. I'm not interested in assumed statistics. And if that's the only murder you're going to stop, then let me tell you, hogwash.
That is not the only murder.
Well, give me another one. Well, give me
example.
another one then. Give me another example, because that's a banal, stupid example. Give me a sensible example.
The rape attack, for instance,
I thought we were talking about murder.
That's correct. But the rape attack, which, due to resistance, would perhaps come into murder.
I see. Would you like to explain that a little further?
Indeed. If a man was raping somebody,
Yes.
if he found out that the woman was struggling, and the only way out was to murder the woman, he may not, and I repeat may, because there is no statistics about this, there is no way that, in my opinion, that any sensible person would continue.
How many sensible people do you know rape?
I don't know anybody that rapes. Do you?
No, but I'm intrigued that you actually think that someone who has raped a woman and not killed her is sensible.
No.
That was what you said.
No.
That was what you said.
No, it is not quite. I said that any sensible person, any person with any... I must
Let me ask you a question, because you're obviously confused. I would be if I had your brain. The question is this. Are you wanting capital punishment brought back for rape?
That's
a simple... Oh, yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, you see, we were discussing this on the basis of murder. You now want it for rape as well.
For rape as well, yes. It is a despicable crime.
It is a despicable crime. It's not quite as bad as the crime of murder, some would argue. I have
my doubts about
dubious
that.
views, but you want it brought back for rape.
Indeed.
Why?
Because once a woman has been raped, there is an enormous psychological effect upon that woman and upon the woman's resulting life.
But if the rapist is then put to death, will that stop the psychological effect?
No, but it will prevent him doing it again.
It certainly prevent him doing it again.
And it will also prevent him living for years at the state's expense.
Well, I'm not interested in killing people to save money, otherwise we'd have put you down at birth and saved your mother all that food. So, killing people just to save money isn't good enough reason for me. It may be for you, but economy isn't good enough for me. Now, do you actually think that the crime of rape is distinctive enough for us to put someone to death for it? In other words, there are cases where people scream rape merely because they've lost their virginity and they don't want anyone to know they lost it voluntarily. Are we to put the man to death for that?
Well, obviously...
Are we or aren't we?
There's got to be proof.
Are we or aren't we?
Without proof.
There's never proof. There's only ever two people there and one's claiming to be the victim. Anyway, it's news time.
The Midnight News, this is Alan King. Recovery teams hope to retrieve 60 bodies tonight from the Herald of Free Enterprise. Royal Navy and Belgian divers have been working through the hours of darkness, searching for victims of the tragedy amid the debris. From the Zeebrugge quayside, Linda Duffin reports.
25 bodies have already been carried on board a salvage tug to be taken to the makeshift mortuary at Zeebrugge Naval Base for identification. The 19 divers working in relays hope to recover 35 more in the next hour before breaking off for the night. The victims' bodies have been recovered from the upper passenger decks, but the divers working under arc lights have been hampered by debris and floating furniture. The recovery operation resumes at first light. Linda Duffin, IRN, Zeebrugge.
Widespread violence in Ulster has followed the postponement of the funeral of IRA man Larry Marley. A soldier was shot and wounded in Belfast, and there was more trouble in Londonderry as a stream of bomb hoaxes kept security forces tied up. Ken Johnston reports.
IRA snipers opened fire on the Army patrol during the height of street rioting, which erupted when the funeral of IRA man Lawrence Marley was abandoned for the second time. The remains of burnt-out buses and cars litter a number of streets in the city as gangs of youths roamed the area. There was trouble also in Republican parts of Londonderry. Meanwhile, Mr. Marley's family say they'll make another bid tomorrow to have him buried. The IRA has indicated they'll not attempt a show of strength. Ken Johnston, IRN, Belfast.
Conservative MP Harvey Proctor is expected to be charged later today over allegations that he was involved in spanking sessions with young boys. The MP for Billericay is to face 4 charges of gross indecency following an investigation by Scotland Yard's Serious Crimes Branch. The Royal College of Nursing has promised to fight any hospital which sacks a nurse for having AIDS. The college's Glasgow conference has voted unanimously to prevent discrimination against nurses who have the deadly virus. From the conference, Mark Mardell.
The Royal College say some patients are particularly prejudiced against male nurses, saying you don't know what you might catch off them. But their message is crystal clear. You can only get AIDS from nurses by sleeping with them and not by receiving treatment. Student nurse Nick Williamson, who proposed the motion, says there's no risk.
That particular nurse were bleeding profusely everywhere, and that blood got mixed into a wound. Yes, that is a theoretical possibility. In practice, that will never happen.
And it cuts both ways. Nurses are being told if they don't want to treat AIDS patients, they should get out of the health service. Mark Mardell, IRN, Glasgow.
Pop star Paul Simon's opening London concert has been the scene of an anti-apartheid picket. The protesters were demonstrating against Simon's decision to record his hit album Gracelands in South Africa in breach of the cultural boycott on the country. From the Albert Hall, Ben Brown.
Isolate apartheid! Sanctions now!
Many of Paul Simon's army of fans were angry at tonight's demonstration. They point out that he used black South African musicians to record his album.
It's nonsense. He's not for apartheid. He's completely 100% against it.
But Alan Brooks of Anti-Apartheid says that's irrelevant.
Paul Simon may have furthered the personal interests of a few black musicians, but how, in the long run, does that solve the problem of apartheid? Not at all.
The demonstrators say they'll protest outside all of Simon's remaining British concerts. Ben Brown, IRN, at the Albert Hall.
Independent Radio News.
Are you thinking about buying a new car? Then look no further than Macmillan's of Bolton, because if you buy a new Audi VW before the 15th of April, we'll give you a 10-day holiday in Yugoslavia for 2 people courtesy of Avalon Travel, absolutely free. That's £400 worth of holiday free. Hurry down to Macmillan's of Bolton for your new Audi VW car at Blackburn Road, Bolton.
Macmillan's of Bolton, Macmillan's of Bolton.
Telephone Bolton 31464.
Macmillan's of Bolton, where our customers come first.
Hello there. With me today is another Hoovermatic owner, Susan McGowan. Hello, Susan.
Hello there.
And of course, you use Ariel in your Hoovermatic Twinter, don't
Yes,
you?
I do.
Any particular problems with your washing that you've got?
Well, I have 2 babies, and the oldest one, I just bought her a dress and didn't put a bib on her, and she was getting tomato soup, which if anyone has used will know is the ultimate in bad stains.
Really? That's
and I got
the
the
one?
whole front of the dress. Well, I thought it was virtually ruined, and my mother said, I'll tell you what will get that out. And I got it out with Ariel. And when I put it out in the sunlight and brought it back in, I couldn't believe it was the same dress.
So what did you feel then, Suzanne, when you took the dress off the line and you found that Ariel had really got it clean?
That was me, hooked a fan.
Preston late night shopping every Wednesday. But this Wednesday there's even more shops open. That means more choice, more value, more convenience. Oh, and free parking too at St George's after 4:30.
So come on down, 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 down to St. George's Centre.
Ring him if you dare. Just after 5 minutes past midnight, welcome to Wednesday. If you wish to join us on the programme, it's Preston 561000.
In the Northwest, you know what's best. Red Rose Radio.
How do, John?
How do, Alan? I was in Mexico and there was this Mexican sitting on the wall, and the police came up to him and said, "Do you know Poncho the Bandit?" And he said, "Do I know Poncho the Bandit?" He said, "I seen him today on a horse, and he got off. He told me to get off my horse because he had a gun." So I get off my horse. So he said, "Drop your trousers." So I dropped my trousers because he had a gun. And he said, "Now do a poo on the floor." So I do a poo on the floor.
What? Do I know Pancho the Bandit? Today I had lunch with him. How do, Sarah?
Hello, Alan. I'm an occupational health nurse and I work nights at a large engineering firm. And I signed a contract to that effect that I would work nights. And just recently I've been asked to sort of go on days for a couple of weeks with a considerable loss of salary. And I was just wondering, if you could do this after signing a contract that I would sort of work on nights.
Well, if you're contracted to do nights at a certain rate of pay, you can argue that that's my rate of pay, and if you choose to use me in the daytime, that's your privilege, but my rate of pay is agreed as this.
But, you know, I have sort of mentioned that, and they sort of say, well, your wage, you know, your salary will drop. And I was just wondering, you
So
know...
tell them you don't want to move then.
Yeah, I have sort of said that I don't want to do it, but, you know, it's sort of new equipment that they're bringing into the department that they want to sort of show me how to work on days. And this is their argument, that this is the only way they can do it, by me coming on days.
Well, they'll have to pay you for nighttime rate on days then, won't they,
So
for moving you around?
I can insist on this, can I?
I would suggest yes. Without reading the contract, it's almost impossible.
Yeah, I appreciate
Because what you probably find is when you read the contract, it says this is the intended term, but we may have to move it about. I wouldn't have thought you were required to take a drop in pay.
Uh-huh. Okay, Alan.
All right.
Oh, yeah, by the way, what's JR's favourite sweet?
I'm sure you're going to tell me.
Ewing gum.
Oh, good Lord, that is awful. Ta-ra.
No, good night.
I'll do Joe.
Hello there.
Yep.
First of all, I think you've got a great programme.
I think I have as well. What do you want?
Did you ever attend as an instructor the Wigan School of Charm?
No.
No, you didn't. I'll tell you what then, whatever you do, don't become Alec Murphy's publicity agent.
I wasn't thinking of doing.
No,
the last thing I need is a headbutt.
mate.
I'll do Norman.
Hi, Alan. The number 13 bus leaves the bus depot at 1300 hours with 12 passengers on board. At the first stop, the bus picked up a passenger, which makes a total of 13 in all. The bus sets off again, and the bus conductor saw the man and told him that the bus could only hold 12, and he would have to get off. But the man refused, and so the conductor tried to use force, and a fight broke out. During the fight, the conductor hit the man, and he fell off the bus and was killed. The conductor was subsequently charged and sentenced to be executed. The day came of the execution, and they led him to the electric chair. The executioner pulled the lever, nothing happened. Pulled it again, and nothing happened. The chair was checked and double-checked, and then the lever was pulled a further 3 times, and nothing happened. They eventually decided he must be innocent after all, and decided to let him go. Why did the chair not work?
I'm sure you're going to tell me.
Because he was a bad conductor.
Thank you very much.
Have you, you know that auction you were on about before?
Yes.
Can you tell me what date it is?
No, because I don't know.
Oh, see, only what I was thinking was, I met you a few months ago at an It's Your Turn do, you know, and you let me take some photographs of you. And what I was thinking was I could have one enlarged, you know, put in a frame, and if you signed it right, you could auction that sort of thing.
I shouldn't think anyone will make a bid for it, but you never know. The answer is I don't know. Yeah. And as soon as we do know, the decision's probably not been made yet, but as soon as we do know, we'll let you know.
Okay.
Okay? Ta-ra. How do Bill?
How do, Alan? Just as a memory jogger for you, that shop you were on about to a lady earlier on in Ormskirk.
Yes.
With the hams in the window and everything.
Yeah.
Was it called Dacia's?
I don't know. I never did know the name of it, because I moved to Skelmersdale and went in shopping to Ormskirk one day, and a couple of months later went again and it had gone.
How long ago are we going back?
It's a long time, 10, 12 years.
Yeah, it possibly is Dacia's up Church Street there.
That was the one, yeah, on the right-hand side up Church Street.
Delicatessen.
Yeah, wonderful shop.
Yeah, that's the one.
Gone now.
Dacia's, yeah.
Sad.
Yeah.
Sad.
Yes. Can you explain to me before I go, the delay, when somebody's talking to you like me now on the phone, there's a pause before it actually comes on the radio?
And the answer is no, I can't, because I don't understand it. Okay. I know the reason for it, but I don't know how it works.
Well, what's the reason for it?
The reason for it is if you tell me to go away in short, sharp, jerky movements, I can actually go away, but then I can eradicate those 7 seconds so that nobody hears it.
I see.
Okay.
Thanks a lot.
Ta-ra. Other than me, of course. How do Angela?
No, Angelo.
How do Angelo?
What do you get across a hedgehog with a porcupine?
A very happy porcupine. How do Sue?
How do Al? A man goes into a restaurant and it's really crowded and there's nowhere to sit down except for one table. Anyway, it's next to a leper. So he sits down and he thinks, oh, I'll have to sit here. Anyway, he orders his meal and he starts tucking into his meal. Anyway, after about a few seconds, he's sick everywhere. And the poor leper says to him, it's me, isn't it, that's making you sick? And the fella goes, no, it's not you, just carry on. Anyway, he has some more food, and he's sick again. And the leper goes, look, it's me that's making you sick, isn't it? And the fella goes, no, it's not you, just carry on, it's all right. Anyway, next minute, the fella's sick again. And then the leper goes, look, if you want me to move, I'll move. And the fella says, well, actually, it's not you, it's the fella on the next table, he's dipping his bread in the back of your neck.
Glug. I hope there's nobody listening to this in chip shops. How do, Ian?
Hello, Alan.
Yeah.
I'd like to talk to you at length about something which is a blank fill. I'll talk to you for the next hour.
We don't specialise.
Here's a home improvement offer you can't afford to miss from New Clear Glass. They'll install a house full of 7 UPVC windows of any size from £1,950. New Clear Glass is an established company manufacturing fully guaranteed maintenance-free UPVC windows with locking handles fitted as standard. No deposit home improvement loans are available too. You can't buy better with this unique offer. You can't buy cheaper. New Clear Glass, 426 Blackpool Road, Preston. Phone action line 720 322. That's 720 322.
Come to Pepper Lane Chippy soon. We're never closed, because we're always peeling taters, fishing for the freshest fish in town, or baking a selection of mouth-watering pizzas. Visit the Pepper Lane Chippy in Pepper Lane off the main Preston Road, Standish near Wigan. Which reminds me, fee, fi, fo, fum, Pepper Lane Chippy, here I come.
Here we join one of the many wallaby species, or volleys as they call each other. Now, as you can hear, he's stomping the ground. This he normally does only when he gets alarmed, but this time he's getting excited. What that? I shall tell you. No, it's not a female wallaby. He's reading a copy of the new Lancashire Car Buyer, and he's just realized he no longer needs to be a wally, driving a clapped-out old jalopy, but can be like a kangaroo and own a brand new car. Whatever the car, old or new, look first in the Lancashire Car Buyer. It's 30p and at your newsagents now.
Hello, Norman.
Allan Beswick, the late night show.
Thank you, Norman. Don't give up your day job. Hello, Val.
Hello, Alan. I was just wondering, I hope I'm not being premature, whether what happened to the information, for the ladies' night out, which is, I think, a week today, is it? The 14th of April.
It is indeed. A week is today now, because it's now Wednesday.
Oh, that's right.
Nothing's happened to it. Were you one of the people that wrote in?
That's right.
Did you send an application form?
Yeah, and I've sent my post orders and everything.
As long as you've sent an application form, everyone that sent an application form has been accepted, because we've not had to turn anybody down.
So you never got the full 200?
We didn't get the full 200. We got about 500 people that wanted to go, but not everybody was available on that night.
I see.
So we got less than 200 applications sent back. We got about 75 people are going, something like that.
The morning I got it, I sent it back that day.
Well, you will be getting a ticket before the weekend.
Oh, thank you.
But actually, I announced earlier, the tickets to the do are being sent out tomorrow, first class, because we couldn't actually organise the tickets until we knew the closing date had gone and we'd got all the application forms we were going to get, and they'll be sent out, or the tickets will be sent out tomorrow.
Smashing. We'll be able to get an autographed picture from you.
I should imagine so, yes.
Great. Looking
Heaven
forward
knows
to
when,
it.
but I'm sure we'll have a good time. It's a great programme. It's Jesus Christ Superstar. It's superb.
See you then.
All right, Val.
Take care.
Ta-ra.
Bye.
How do, Mike? How do, Mike? Goodbye, Mike. We're not waiting while you listen to the radio. Hello, Paul. What's up with everybody tonight? None of them are listening. What do you want? What do you want?
Oh, Bill and Ben in the pub.
We don't want to know it. Get off. How do, Rick?
How do, Al?
Yep.
What do you think about North End?
I don't think anything of North End, South End, or even the East or West End.
I'm talking about Preston. You think they
Preston?
did well last Friday?
Why? What did they do?
They beat Northampton.
Who are they?
Football. Well, I'm a Man City fan. They're rubbish at the moment. I went to see Preston, and I thought they were really good. I just like to think what you think about them.
I've no idea.
So you know nothing about football then?
In a word, no.
Why not?
I've never troubled myself to learn anything about it.
But don't you think it's good fun to go and watch a good team play football?
I don't know.
Well, I'll tell you, I have seen Preston 3 times this season, and I've been well impressed.
Oh, well in Preston.
Eh?
Oh, well in Preston.
Oh, good play on words there, Al. Very funny. But don't you think it'd be worthwhile a lot of people around Preston, Blackburn, around that way to go and watch good football?
If they want to, let them get on with it, as long as they don't expect me to go.
What do you like then?
What's that got to do with it?
Well, do you like sport?
Sometimes.
What sport do you like?
I don't like watching any sports, except cricket.
Who do you support, Lancashire?
Sort of.
What sport do you play then?
None now.
What did you play?
Rugby.
Were you good?
That's for others to decide.
Well, who do you play for?
Me.
No, any team though.
Any team, yeah.
Big team or anything?
Well, there's 15 of them all, isn't there?
No, I know the big teams. Would you play for any big name team like Wigan or anything like that?
Wigan isn't a big name team.
I think Wigan is a big name team. We just won the league.
You don't have 15 players in league.
Well, there's 13 players in league actually, but
Well, I said 15.
so you're a union man.
Well, either that or I've been cheating.
Well, obviously, you're a Bill Beaumont fan then.
Not a fan exactly.
Well, who do you support then?
Bill Bowen doesn't play anymore.
I know that, but who do you support in sport then?
I don't support anyone.
Why not?
I've already told you that.
What's your excuse?
I don't need one.
Why not?
I don't need one.
Oh, of course you do.
Then you invent it. You want it, you invent it.
Well, I support a bad team. I like to follow a bad... well, not a bad team. I like to follow a good team, but they are bad. I think it's good to follow them through thick and thin.
Away, away, on an Avalon holiday.
Avalon Travel announced 10 breathtaking days in the Austrian Tyrol for just £199, departing by luxury coach on the 27th of June or the 15th of August. You'll stay at the Gasthof Zillertal in Strasse and enjoy excursions to Innsbruck, Meyerhofen and many more destinations, all in the price. Don't miss this superb opportunity to holiday for 10 days in the Austrian Tyrol for just £199. Ring Avalon Travel on Bolton 398788 for details of fantastic children's reductions and to claim your free £10 holiday voucher if you book before the end of April.
398-788 to book your holidays.
How do? You've seen him on the box. You've heard him on the radio, and you've probably read about him in the newspaper, but still you can't believe he's real. Come and see him in the flesh in Beswick at large at Southport Floral Hall on Sunday the 17th of May. The Bolton Bullfrog Bernard Wrigley is in support and the show starts at 7:45. There's a licence bar and tickets are £3.50. Ring Southport 404 for further details of Beswick at large in Southport.
Senator, Britain's largest sunbed manufacturer, now offer their exciting 1987 range featuring ProTan, the super-fast professional tanning tube. See the wide range of sunbeds only at the following Senator main dealers: Lancashire Solarium, Queen's Mill, Ripon Street, Preston; Darwin Sun Leisure, 56 Blackburn Road, Darwin, and 3 Preston New Road, Blackburn; and Terry Brown UVA Sunbeds, Wallpaper Supplies Building, Library Street, Wigan, and 22 Lee Road, Lee. Senator and ProTan, the professional way to tan at home.
I am the
Oh, look here, Jeannie. This is a very short commercial, and I really do need to sort out my finances.
Master.
What do you recommend?
Money, Master.
Oh, good. How much?
No, Master. Not money, Master. Money, Master. Master.
Pardon?
The complete money management account that pays interest and offers the facilities of a bank account.
Really? Including those machines that go beep, 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 beep when you press the buttons?
Link cash dispensers, Master.
Oh, those too, eh?
I wish he wasn't so stupid.
Hang on, Jeannie. I thought I got the 3 wishes.
Moneymaster, bank account facilities, building society interest, and your nearest Britannia Building Society branch now.
How do, Larry?
How do? Whereabouts in Skempton do you used to live? Just curiosity.
Various places.
Various places?
Hmm.
Couldn't you give a name or one?
Well, I could, but I'm not going to.
Oh, okay then. Drop.
How do, Pete?
Good evening, Alan. Yeah, I want to talk about CB Radio, please. Citizens Band Radio.
Go on.
Yeah, well, I just want to express my opinion that I think it's quite a good thing in our community, because it gives people a chance to talk to other people. If, say, you're disabled, I know a lot of disabled people who are on the CB, and they can, if they've nothing to do all day, get stuck in, they can talk to other people, especially some are disabled. And also, if there's an emergency, like you can get to on Channel 9, and sometimes it's monitored, you know.
I'm perfectly prepared to accept that citizens had banned radio, whilst I find it banal garbage. I'm perfectly prepared to accept that some people can get entertainment that way. There's no accounting for taste. I won't accept that citizens of Vice that Citizens Band Radio has any role to play as an emergency service because it has an inherent danger.
Yeah, but well, do you not think? I mean, if you're in an accident or something, and you could just say to somebody, you could say we are in an accident.
Let me give you my reason. It'll save you trying to invent something. There is case law of people who have rung on the Channel 9 on a CB, and some other person has intercepted that message, gone there, done them an injury. There's one classic case which happened on the M62 motorway some years ago, and the individual was disabled, and he was in his car, and it broke down, and he used his CB to get help. A bloke turned up in another car, took his money off the disabled person, and scooted. Now, Citizen Band Radio cannot prevent that. They can't be held responsible for it either. The Channel 9 service, React, and all that lot, all very laudable, but they cannot prevent that. It is an inevitable risk.
Yeah, I accept there's a risk there, but do you not think...
Well, when you're creating an emergency service, I think you have an obligation to remove all risk that is possible. It is not possible to remove that, and I think, therefore, Citizens Band Radio cannot be relied upon in that way.
Yeah, but that person could have been in a really, really bad situation.
He got robbed.
Yeah, but that's an exceptional
Well, there's no...
case,
Well,
I mean.
yes, it is an exceptional case. It's not unique. It is exceptional, but I'm sorry, it's not good enough.
Yeah, well, I'll take your point about that. But
It provides a lot of entertainment to a lot of people. They're a bunch of cretins, in my view, but that's fine. They're entitled to be cretins if they so be. I actually believe that CB stands for Cretins Broadcasting. But fine, if they want to talk like an American, let them get on with it. It's better than them annoying me.
well, we don't talk like Americans now. That all went out a few years ago. It's just straightforward broadcasting now, like on amateur radio.
No, it's not like amateur. Don't call bull crap. Don't be giving me the
It's very
jerks.
similar now.
Oh, well, come on. What do you mean it's like amateur radio?
Well, it's just...
What does this mean? Da-di-di-di-da-di-di-da-di-di-da.
No, amateur radio now is...
Da-di-di-da-di-di-da-di-di-da. What does it mean?
Yeah, except there's Morse code on that.
Sorry?
But,
Sorry?
amateur radio...
Radio am, you need to pass a test to be a
no.
radio am, and if you were a radio am, you'd have known what that meant. And it would apply to you as well, but that's another story.
Yeah, but I accept that CB it's just a real cheap budget version of amateur radio.
It's not a cheap budget version of amateur radio, it's a joke. It's a toy. It's rather like a Johnny 7 gun is a cheap budget version of a nuclear weapon. It's a joke, it's a toy. It's for children and adults with children's minds to play with. That's all.
Well, I still think it's a useful thing in the community. And
It's not useful other than in forms of entertainment. It's useful like a football's useful. Like grass is useful. It's very useful. It's a great entertainment. It keeps the cretins from annoying us ordinary people.
It's a bit like your show then, isn't it, really?
Of course it is, but I get paid for this. They do it for note, the jerks. How do Barbara?
Now, Father has a business, strictly second-hand. Everything from toothpicks to a baby grand, stuff in our apartment.
The difference between you and Barbara Streisand is she could sing. How do Dale?
Hello.
Goodbye. How do Jane?
Hello.
Hello?
Hello, Alan.
Yeah.
I wonder if you could help me. How long do you have to be a common law wife before you have any rights of a legal wife?
Well, it depends on the right itself. Being a common law wife does not create any rights. The rights that are there. So you don't, after 10 years of being a common law wife, improve your rights.
You don't. What if you've sort of put thousands of pounds into his business?
If you've put thousands of pounds into his business, you are an investor in his business.
But what if now sort of thing he hasn't got any money? How do I go about getting my money back?
The investor has lost their investment. Just like if you buy shares in a company and the company goes bust, you lose the brass. If there's no money in the company, they can't get it off you. You can sue him for it and possibly make him bankrupt.
Well, yes, that is what sort of
bankrupt him. That's not very nice, is it?
Well, it doesn't seem to matter these days.
Well, it does to some people.
Mm.
I just wondered if sort of I took into court, will you have to pay me so much a month back?
Well, he may well have to. But if he just doesn't, then how are you going to get it?
Not very well, I don't suppose.
Quite.
Okay, thank you.
All right, sorry. How do Craig? Craig's got fed up. How do James?
Yeah, I've got a problem, Al. I hate
Sure you have.
Mancunians and fat bastards.
Oh, you hate what?
At SKD Typewriters, we have several brothers. The Brother range of electronic and portable typewriters, plus stationery, calculators, office equipment, office furniture, and a full range of copying machines. That's why SKD Typewriters are called the Electronic Business Machine Centre of the Northwest. Access Visa and Part Exchange welcome at SKD Typewriters, 71 to 75 Railway Road, Lee. Ring Lee 603326. SKD Typewriters and Brother, the future at your fingertips.
Extra, extra, hear all about it. Kitchens, carpets, three-piece suites, tables, chairs, bedroom furniture. Whatever you need for your home, visit Upstairs Downstairs of Walgate, Wigan. We've probably the largest selection of real leather suites on display, plus hundreds, yes, hundreds of cut price lines. But hurry, when our customers hear of a bargain, the bargains won't last for long. Don't lose out. Visit Upstairs Downstairs today and save a few bob into the bargain. Upstairs Downstairs, Walgate, Wigan. Furnishers of distinction. Late night Thursdays. The sound you are about to hear is the sound of a double-glazing salesman from Hughes Robinson of Wigan as he gets ready to pounce on yet another unsuspecting home. That's right, no sound can be heard at all because Hughes Robinson don't employ salesmen, they are supply only. So if you have a window that needs replacing, simply measure the window and we will make it for you. For example, a 4 foot by 4 foot UPVC double glazed replacement window is just £117. Hughes Robinson, ring Wigan 32 48 59. Remember the number, Wigan 32 48 59. Hughes Robinson, they've got it right.
If you're looking for a competitive quote for household insurance, remember this name, Stephen Fairburn and Company of Wigan. In fact, we're so confident that you'll be satisfied with our quote that to tempt you, we're offering up to 14 days hotel accommodation free of charge if you insure your home or contents with us this month. For details, ring Stephen Fairburn and Company on Wigan 826 432.
Hello, George. Come on, George. George, you're either deaf or stupid, probably both. Hello, Mike.
Hello, Alan. I'd like to talk about prison sentences.
Go on.
You had a chap on before talking about, prison sentences were too good. They should hang, evil murderers and all this.
We're going to be here all night, Mike. Tell me what you've got to say.
All right. So if a man, if someone breaks into a house, kills the wife, murders the husband, rapes the children, then kills them, he gets sentenced in court to life imprisonment. So he gets 3 square meals a day, he gets colour television, and he can possibly have his own video in his cell, and he gets exercise.
Hold it. What do you mean he can possibly have his own video in his cell?
Well, Myra Hindley has her own video.
She didn't do what you just said.
No, but, she doesn't...
Well, let's not play
even-
games. Let us not play games. You want to stretch the truth, stretch it, but you'll only make yourself look stupid, which you've done remarkably well so far. However, go on.
Right, so how can that be a punishment?
How can it not be? Can you go to the shop and buy a paper?
Can I go to the shop and buy a paper? Oh, if I was in prison, you mean?
No, just answer the question.
Can I? Yes, I
You
can,
can.
yeah.
She can't.
Yeah, she can, yeah.
Where'd you go for your holidays last year?
Well, I went to Spain, yeah.
Did you?
She didn't, yeah.
No.
Yeah, there's
What do you
an
think the
awful
purpose of prison is? Prison
Yeah, it's
is not to
rehabilitation,
punish. Going to prison is a punishment. You don't get punished when you get there. Going to prison
You go to
is
prison,
a punishment.
they've lost their freedom.
That's right.
But they've
That's right.
taken lives,
Do you know how valuable freedom is?
Freedom is very valuable, yeah.
That's right. 80 million people have died this century trying to retain freedom. And we take it off people like that. And you say, don't matter.
No.
What we got to do really is hang them up by their thumbs or their big toes.
No, I'm not saying that.
Well, we just don't want them to have videos. I agree with you. Take all the videos off them. We're all happy. Thanks for your call. How do Bill?
Hello, Alan.
Yeah.
Could you tell me if you're doing an argue with Alan on the 17th of May at Southport?
Yes, I could. I am. How do Mark?
Hello?
Yes.
Would you like to come back to the call if you said?
Well, Mark, we've got a god-awful line. I can hardly hear you, so I'm going to cut you off, but not because of you, because of the line. If you want to ring us back on Preston 561,000, you're more than welcome to. However, right now, it's melodic moment time. Well, not right now, but after this.
A far, far better furniture store.
Edmondson's of Blackburn, a far, far better furniture store. For lounge, dining room and bedroom furniture. For famous names in quality carpets. For all home furnishings. Edmondson's offers choice. Edmondson's gives first-class service. And Edmondson's guarantees value for money. All round a far, far better furniture store at Darwin Street, Blackburn.
A far, far better furniture store. Edmondson's.
The road reaches out in front of you. You need to be there on time. The car you need must have performance, style and real... In an instant, you have the solution. Gordon Ford of Wigan. Check out Gordon Ford of Wigan. Visit their showrooms. You need to have peace of mind and to enjoy miles and miles of trouble-free motoring. You can rely on Ford. Choose Ford. Drive Ford from Gordon Ford, Walgate, Wigan. Their parts, service, body repair and sales departments will keep you on the road. Ring Gordon Ford on Wigan 41393 for a test drive today.
On Saturday, April 11th, Red Rose Radio in the capable hands of Paul Fairbairn descend on the Boar's Head pub in Standish near Wigan. As part of Red Rose Radio's Wigan Week, Paul will host a special Red Rose Roadshow from the Boar's Head car park. The roadshow between 11 and 4 has the best music, the best fun and lots of Red Rose goodies to give away. So make sure you're there at the Boar's Head pub in Standish on Saturday, April 11th. The roadshow is kindly sponsored by Burtonwood Fine Ales. Get 'em in, Jim.